Remember that small delay for the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders back in April? It turns out that wasn't just a hiccup. It was a quiet warning of a much bigger storm brewing for your gaming future. What if I told you your next console purchase could get significantly pricier, not because of inflation, but because of a political chess match playing out on a global scale? We've all been buzzing about the Nintendo Switch 2. It arrived this past June, launching to incredible fanfare and selling over 3.5 million units worldwide in just its first 4 days. You probably remember those initial whispers of a delay for US pre-orders though, pushing them back from early April to late April. Well, now we understand why. That slight pause directly reacted to the specter of new US tariffs. President Donald Trump recently reaffirmed his intention to impose a whopping 25% tariff on all Japanese exports, with an August 1st deadline looming large. Nintendo, a Japanese powerhouse, finds itself squarely in the crosshairs. Professor Yusuke Koyama, an economist who studies the gaming industry, explains it simply. Tariffs will definitely have an impact. He makes it clear that if these tariffs stick around for the long haul, companies like Nintendo will absolutely have to raise prices for consumers. Think of it like a hidden surcharge tacked onto every console and physical game you buy. Now you might think, okay, Japan, I get it. But it gets more complicated. The Nintendo Switch 2, much like many electronics, doesn't only come from Japan. Most of its manufacturing happens in China and other parts of Southeast Asia. Nintendo actually started shifting some production out of China back in 2019 during the first Trump administration's trade disputes. But moving those massive production sites is an incredibly difficult, almost Herculean task. It's not like packing up your desk. It's literally dismantling and rebuilding an entire supply chain across continents. This means these looming tariffs will impact devices coming from other Asian countries too, not just Japan directly. Hideo Komano, a chief economist at Japan's Daiichi Life Research Institute, paints a stark picture. He tells us that while people might not feel the sting yet, Japanese electronics companies are already starting to plan for some serious restructuring. And if those plans actually happen, we could see job losses. He warns that you might feel this negative impact very clearly by summer or autumn. This isn't just about Nintendo, either. Komano emphasizes that these tariffs will impact all companies doing business globally, one way or another. He has spoken with company executives who describe this period as unprecedented, with changes happening at a rapid and dramatic pace. So what about those unique Nintendo games? You know, the ones you can only play on a Switch, like the latest Zelda or Mario adventures. Professor Koyama believes Nintendo holds a unique ace up its sleeve here. He predicts consumers will still open their wallets for these titles because you simply can't find them on other platforms like PlayStation or PC. That's a powerful draw, and there might be a silver lining for your wallet, at least for some of us. While physical consoles and cartridges face these new tariffs, the new tariffs won't subject digital game downloads to extra fees. The US already has a very high ratio of digital game purchases compared to physical ones. Koyama suggests this trend will only accelerate if physical prices climb. So, maybe your digital library gets a bit heavier, even if your wallet gets a bit lighter on physical goods. It's an interesting shift to consider. Ultimately, the global supply chain, which brings us our favorite tech, feels incredibly delicate right now. These tariffs represent a dramatic and rapid change, unlike anything many global businesses have experienced before. What do you think about these looming tariffs? Will they change how you buy games? Or will you just shrug and pay a little more for that unique Nintendo experience? We want to hear your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast for more insights into how big tech and global politics collide.